A poor farmer rescued a giant Apache girl. Then her chief arrived with a shocking decision. The sun hung low over the dusty plains, painting the horizon in shades of orange and gold. A faint wind stirred the dry grass, carrying with it the smell of soil baked hard by weeks of unbroken heat. Amid this barren land, Rajan, a poor farmer, trudged along the cracked earth, his worn sandals kicking up small clouds of dust with every step. Rajan was a simple man. He did not own much: a small hut made of clay and wood, a few goats, and a patch of land that barely produced enough to feed his family. But he had something more valuable than wealth: patience and a strong heart. Every morning he rose before dawn, tending to his crops while the world still slept. And every evening he returned home with tired shoulders and dirt under his fingernails, proud of his small victories against the harsh land. This evening, however, Rajan's routine would be broken. As he approached the edge of a narrow canyon, a strange sound caught his attention. It was a low, trembling noise, almost like a sob, but deeper, resonant, and oddly musical. Rajan stopped. His heart thumped in his chest. From the canyon's depths came a faint shimmer of movement. Curious and cautious, he edged closer. At first he thought it was a trick of the light, a shadow cast by the setting sun. But then he saw it, a massive figure sprawled awkwardly among the jagged rocks, struggling to free itself. Rajan blinked, unsure if he was dreaming. The figure was human, almost human, but impossibly large. Even lying down, it towered above the rocks, her arms longer than Rajan's entire body. Her skin was bronze and smooth, marked with faint, intricate tattoos that glimmered like fire in the evening sun. Her dark hair was tangled and dusty, but her eyes, wide, golden, and intelligent, met Rajan's gaze with fear and desperation. Rajan froze, unsure whether to run or approach. "Are you alive?" he asked, his voice trembling. The giant girl let out a low groan. "Yes, help me," she whispered, her voice deep yet strangely gentle. Something in her plea stirred Rajan's heart. He was a simple man, yes, but he had never ignored someone in need, no matter how strange or dangerous they appeared. He moved closer, keeping his voice calm. "I will help you, don't worry." The girl blinked, doubt flickering across her massive features. "You are small, will you?" Her words trailed off, uncertainty shadowing her golden eyes. Rajan nodded. "I am small, yes, but I can still help. Step by step we will get you out." He looked around the canyon for anything he could use. The rocks were sharp and uneven, and the ground was littered with boulders too heavy for him alone. But Rajan had something more important than strength: a mind that could think under pressure. He gathered ropes, old wooden planks from his cart, and even a few goats tethering ropes to help lift and balance. It was not much, but it was enough to give him a chance. Hours passed. Rajan worked tirelessly, securing ropes around boulders, creating a simple pulley system with logs and stones, all while speaking softly to the girl to keep her calm. "You're very brave," she murmured, finally letting herself trust him a little. I did not think a small one like you could help me." Rajan chuckled softly, wiping sweat from his brow. "Bravery is not about size," he said. "It is about caring even when it is hard." Slowly, carefully, the girl shifted her weight as Rajan guided her. The ropes creaked and groaned, but they held. Bit by bit, inch by inch, she rose from the rocks, her long legs bending with surprising grace. Rajan's heart pounded in his chest. The moment was dangerous, but hope glimmered like the first star in the night sky. Finally, after what felt like a lifetime, the girl stood fully. She was immense, towering over Rajan by many times, her presence both terrifying and awe-inspiring. She bent slightly to see him better, her eyes reflecting gratitude and wonder. "You saved me," she whispered. "And you are safe now," Rajan replied, trying to sound confident despite the adrenaline still coursing through his veins. For a long moment, they simply looked at each other. The canyon, once full of danger and shadows, now seemed almost sacred, as if time itself had paused to witness this meeting between two unlikely souls. Then the girl spoke again, her voice hesitant. "I am not from here. My people, they are hidden. If they find me, it will be trouble." Rajan's brow furrowed. "Hidden from whom?" "The outsiders," she said, her voice a whisper. "They took what they wanted, they experimented. My people survived, hiding in the mountains, but I got lost." Rajan nodded slowly. He did not fully understand, but he did not need to. Her fear, her trust, and her presence were enough to know that she was special and she needed help. "Then we will keep you safe," he promised. The girl's eyes softened, a faint smile touching her lips. "You are different." "Humans, small humans, usually," she trailed off. Rajan shook his head, curious. "Usually what?" he asked. "Usually you are selfish, greedy, you take and do not care for others," she admitted. "But you care. That is rare." Rajan smiled, though he felt a pang of sadness. He knew her words were true of many, but he also believed that humanity's best qualities, courage, kindness, ingenuity, could shine even in the darkest times. As night fell, Rajan guided the girl to a small hidden grove he knew well. The trees provided cover and a small stream offered water. They made a simple shelter with planks and cloth, enough for her to rest safely. She sat quietly, knees drawn to her chest, as Rajan fetched fresh water. "You should eat," he said gently, handing her a bundle of dried bread and fruits. I do not need much," she said, taking the food hesitantly. Her hands were enormous compared to his, yet delicate, and she handled the simple provisions with care. Rajan noticed scars on her arms and legs, faint but telling signs of past struggles. He kept his gaze gentle, not wanting to frighten her further. "We all have scars," he said. "Some are visible, some are hidden. They do not make us weak, they make us stronger." The girl nodded slowly, absorbing his words. She had faced countless dangers, yet something about this small human's courage and heart had touched her. Hours passed, and the stars emerged in the clear sky above. The canyon was quiet now, the wind a soft lullaby. Rajan sat near the girl, sharing stories of his small farm, his goats, and the stubborn crops that never seemed to grow right. The girl listened, fascinated by tales of this human life so ordinary yet so rich in persistence and care. "Your world is small," she said softly. "But it is full of courage. I see it in you," Rajan chuckled. "Courage is not about fighting giants or surviving experiments," he said. "It is about keeping your heart open, even when the world is hard." The girl's eyes shone in the moonlight. She had spent her life hiding from the world, afraid of what humans might do. But tonight she had seen something extraordinary. One small human, armed only with heart, hands, and mind, had saved her from despair. For the first time in a long time, she allowed herself to hope. And Rajan, the poor farmer, felt a quiet pride. He had no idea that this chance encounter would change both their lives forever. Giants and hidden tribes, ancient secrets and future dangers, all of it lay ahead. But for now, under the stars, they simply rested. The world outside was harsh, full of dangers and mysteries. But in this hidden canyon, a small human and a giant girl had found something rarer than gold: trust, compassion, and the first spark of friendship that might just change the fate of both their worlds. Little did Rajan know, their meeting had not gone unnoticed. High in the distant mountains, unseen eyes watched the canyon, and the whisper of the girl's rescue began to stir a chain of events that could alter the balance between humans and giants forever. The sun rose slowly over the canyon, sending long beams of light across the dry earth. Rajan stirred awake, feeling the faint warmth on his face. Beside him, the giant girl was already awake, sitting quietly near the stream. Her golden eyes reflected the morning sun, and for a moment, Rajan forgot just how enormous she was. "Good morning," he said softly, careful not to startle her. "Morning," she replied, her deep voice calm but still tinged with worry. "You stayed," Rajan nodded. "I could not leave you alone. Last night you trusted me. That is important." The girl looked down at him, a faint smile forming. Small humans, they are strange, sometimes weak, sometimes clever, sometimes kind. You are all three. Rajan scratched the back of his neck, embarrassed by the praise. I do what I can. But tell me, you said your people are hidden. Why? The girl's eyes darkened slightly, and she shifted to make herself more comfortable. My people, they are survivors. Long ago, humans tried to change us, make us tools, soldiers, experiments. My tribe escaped. We hid in the mountains. We live in secret. Only a few know our true size, our strength, our abilities. Rajan listened, amazed. He had heard stories of hidden tribes in distant lands, but nothing like this. Giants hidden from humanity, living quietly in secret. It sounded impossible, and yet here she was, real, sitting before him. I do not understand fully, Rajan admitted. You are human, but larger, stronger, the girl nodded. Yes, we are humans, but different. The world does not see us. Outsiders only see the weak, the ordinary humans. They do not see the giants. They do not understand. We survive in hiding, always cautious, always careful. Rajan frowned. But why were you here alone? The girl hesitated. I strayed from the mountains. I was curious, wanted to see the plains, the people, and I got trapped. Rocks fell, I could not move. I thought I might never escape. Her voice trembled slightly. I was scared. I thought this is the end. Rajan felt a pang in his chest. And then you saw me. The girl nodded. Yes, you small, weak, yet you helped me. You risked yourself for me. She paused. I do not understand why humans sometimes act this way. Most humans take, destroy, harm. You helped. Why? Rajan thought for a moment. Maybe it is because helping is right. Maybe because we have hope. We cannot survive alone. We need others. Even if the world is harsh, even if we are small, kindness, courage, it matters. The girl studied him, her gaze thoughtful. You are not like the others. Maybe that is why I trusted you. For a while, silence fell over the canyon. The only sound was the soft rush of the stream and the faint rustle of the wind. Rajan looked at the girl, marveling at her size, her presence, and the grace in her movements. She could have been terrifying, but instead she seemed vulnerable, human. I will keep you safe, Rajan said finally. No one will harm you here, not while I live. The girl's lips curved in a small smile. I believe you. Over the next few hours, Rajan and the girl began to share stories. Rajan spoke of his farm, the goats, the stubborn crops, the simple joys of life that often went unnoticed. He spoke of the rains that sometimes came too late, of seasons that refused to follow their patterns, and of his hopes for a better harvest next year. The girl listened, fascinated. Your life, it is hard, she said, yet you are happy in it. You do not have much, but you cherish it. Strange for humans. Rajan shrugged. We do what we must. Happiness is small things, a fresh harvest, clean water, friends who trust you, family that waits for you. The girl nodded slowly. My people, we have much, but we are never free. Always hiding, always watching, always fearing outsiders. We do not know peace like you do. Rajan's brow furrowed. You deserve peace. You have endured so much already. Maybe together we can find a way to protect you. The girl's eyes widened slightly. Together, you want to help my people, Rajan smiled. If I can, we cannot leave anyone in danger, especially not someone who trusted us. The girl seemed touched, but her expression darkened again. It is not easy. My people, they are cautious. They do not trust humans, not easily. And there are dangers. Outsiders, machines, people, they search for us. If they find me, they will follow. They do not understand mercy. Rajan nodded solemnly. I understand, but we cannot live in fear forever. We can be clever. We can hide, we can protect each other. The girl's golden eyes shone with a mixture of hope and doubt. You are brave, small one. I do not know if my people will accept you. They have seen humans bring destruction, but I trust you. That is unusual. Rajan chuckled softly. Trust is earned, not given. I will prove it, step by step. As the sun climbed higher, Rajan began to think of practical matters. How would he protect her from those who might come searching? How could he keep her hidden while still feeding her and keeping her comfortable? He walked to a nearby grove and returned with bundles of wild fruits and roots. "This will help," he said, offering them to her. The girl took the food, handling it carefully. "You provide for me, yet you have little yourself." Rajan shrugged. "What is little? Food enough to survive is more than many have, and seeing you safe is worth more than anything else." For the first time, the girl seemed to relax completely. She ate slowly and carefully, and Rajan noticed how careful she was with each bite, as if she had been starved of kindness for too long. After they had eaten, Rajan sat beside her, watching the stream ripple in the sunlight. "Tell me more of your people," he said gently. The girl hesitated. "They are strong like me, tall, powerful, clever, but they hide. We avoid outsiders. Only the mountains know us. Only a few humans ever see us. And we have secrets. Knowledge of the old ways of the land, the stars, even the machines that humans used before they forgot." Rajan's eyes widened. "Machines, knowledge," the girl nodded. "Long ago, humans made machines, powerful things. We watched, learned, survived. When outsiders came to capture, exploit, we hid. We survived, but now the world is changing. Outsiders are searching again. My people must remain hidden." Rajan's mind raced. He had lived a simple life, but he understood danger. "Then we must be clever. We will hide you. We will guard you, and we will be ready if danger comes." The girl's eyes softened. "You are not afraid," Rajan shook his head. "Fear does not help. Courage, care, thinking those help. And I have both. For you I will be brave." A faint smile touched her lips. "You are special, small human. Most humans they fail to understand, but you see what is important. Perhaps humans are not so weak after all." Rajan smiled, feeling a quiet pride. "We are not. Size does not matter. Heart, mind, that matters, always." For the rest of the day, they worked together to strengthen her hiding spot. Rajan used planks and ropes to secure the entrance, and the girl helped, carefully moving large stones with her strength. They shared laughter, small victories, and quiet moments of understanding. By evening, the girl seemed lighter, freer, as if a heavy burden had been lifted. Rajan watched her, amazed at her grace, her strength, and the trust she had given him. Yet even as the sun set, painting the canyon in gold and purple, a shadow moved in the distant mountains. Someone or something was watching. Rajan did not see it, but the girl did. Her golden eyes narrowed and her voice trembled slightly. They are coming," she whispered. "Outsiders they have noticed. We must be careful, very careful." Rajan stood tall, determination in his eyes. "Then we will prepare together, no matter what comes." The giant girl nodded, placing a massive hand gently on the ground beside him. For the first time in her long, hidden life, she felt hope. And for Rajan, the simple farmer, a new world of adventure, danger, and purpose had opened before him. Above them, the stars began to twinkle, silent witnesses to the promise of courage, trust, and the bond between a small human and a giant girl. The morning sun painted the canyon walls in soft gold, but the peace of the hidden grove was fragile. Rajan had spent the night thinking of ways to protect the giant girl, whose name he now knew as Ayani. They had shared stories, laughter, and a quiet understanding, yet both knew danger was never far. Ayani sat near the stream, her enormous hands tracing patterns in the water. Rajan moved quietly, collecting more wood to strengthen the shelter. They had grown accustomed to each other's presence, yet neither spoke of the possibility that someone might come looking for her. A sudden sound made them freeze, a low rumble from the distant mountains. The ground trembled faintly under Rajan's feet, as if warning him of a presence approaching. He looked up, shielding his eyes from the sun, and saw a figure descending the ridge. It was massive, taller than any human, larger even than Ayani. His shoulders were broad, muscles taut and commanding, and his face was marked with the same golden tattoos as Ayani, though older, wiser. The figure carried himself with the authority of one who commanded respect, and every step he took made the earth beneath him shiver slightly. Ayani stiffened, her golden eyes wide. "Father," she whispered. Rajan froze. The figure was her chief, her leader, her protector. And now he had arrived. The chief stopped a short distance away, looking down at Rajan and Ayani. His gaze was sharp, assessing. "Who is this?" he demanded, his voice deep, resonant, carrying authority that seemed to shake the very air. Ayani stepped forward almost instinctively and placed a massive hand on Rajan's shoulder. "Father, he saved me." The chief's eyes narrowed, studying Rajan carefully. "You saved her." His tone was skeptical, but beneath it lay curiosity. "Do you understand what you have done? You have interfered with the safety of our tribe. You have seen what most humans cannot. And you are small." Rajan swallowed, feeling the weight of the chief's gaze. "Yes, sir, I am small, but I mean no harm. I only wanted to help her. I only wanted her to be safe." The chief took a step closer, his presence overwhelming. "Humans," he muttered, more to himself than to Rajan. "They are clever sometimes, but mostly dangerous. We hide for a reason. Outsiders have tried to take what they could, to experiment, to exploit." "How do I know you are not like the others?" Rajan straightened, his resolve firm. "I am not like the others. I do not want to take anything. I do not want to harm anyone. I only want to protect her. I will do whatever it takes to keep her safe." The chief regarded him silently, weighing the truth in his words. Ani's hand remained on Rajan's shoulder, a bridge of trust between the human and the giant chief. Finally, the chief spoke again. "Your courage, your words, they are unusual for a human. Perhaps you deserve a chance, but understand this, my people do not trust easily. One mistake, one act of weakness, and your life and hers will be at risk." Rajan nodded solemnly. "I understand." The chief looked at Ayani, then back at Rajan. "Then you will prove yourself, not with strength, not with power, but with wisdom, courage, and heart. Only then will I accept you." Ayani's eyes shone with hope. "Father, he is brave. He saved me when no one else could. I trust him." The chief's gaze softened slightly, though his presence remained imposing. "Trust is earned, not given lightly. You have earned a sliver of it, human, but you will face a test that will show whether you are worthy of standing beside my people." Rajan's heart pounded. "A test," the chief nodded. "There is a threat. Outsiders are moving toward our hidden lands. Machines, humans, they seek knowledge of our strength. If they discover our tribe, it will be disaster. You will help us defend what must remain hidden. You will prove your courage, your ingenuity, your heart." Rajan felt the weight of the task. He was a simple farmer accustomed to soil and goats, not giants and hidden tribes. Yet he could not turn away. He had promised Ayani safety. He had seen courage shine even in the smallest of humans, and he knew deep inside that this challenge was his path. "I will do it," he said firmly. "I will help protect your people." The chief studied him for a long moment, then nodded. "Very well, you will begin at once. Follow Ayani, learn our ways, observe, understand, and when the time comes, act with intelligence and courage. Your life and the safety of the tribe depend on it." Ayani's face lit with relief. Thank you for trusting him." The chief's gaze softened. "I trust in his actions, not his words. Remember this, daughter. Words are easy. Actions prove truth." For the rest of the morning, Rajan and Ayani worked together to prepare the grove. Rajan learned to carry larger stones with Ayani's guidance, to secure the shelter against observation, and to understand the hidden paths that led deeper into the mountains. Every movement, every small decision, felt heavy with consequence. "You must remember," Ayani said gently, "my people are cautious. Outsiders have harmed us before. Even humans, you may be different, but many are not. You cannot let them see you except when necessary. Always be clever, always be careful." Rajan nodded, absorbing every word. "I understand. I will be careful." As the afternoon sun climbed high, the distant rumble of engines and machines reached their ears. Rajan's heart sank. Outsiders were already near, searching for the hidden tribe. He looked at Ayani. They are coming sooner than we thought. Ayani's eyes darkened. Good. Then we must move quickly. I will take you to my people. There you will see how we survive, how we hide, and how we fight when necessary. But remember, human, your mind, your courage, that is more important than your strength. We giants are powerful, but even we cannot anticipate everything. That is where you come in. Rajan felt a mix of fear and excitement. He was not a warrior, not a soldier, but he had something else: determination, creativity, and a deep desire to protect. He looked at Ayani and nodded. I am ready. They began the journey into the mountains, careful to avoid the paths where outsiders might see them. Ayani moved with grace, her enormous strides covering ground quickly, while Rajan followed, learning to navigate the terrain with agility and attention. As they climbed higher, Ayani began to tell more of her people's history. Long ago, she said, our tribe lived openly. But humans, they sought to use us. They experimented, tried to change our size, our strength, even our minds. My ancestors escaped into the mountains, learning to hide to survive. We study the old ways, the land, the stars, even the machines humans have forgotten. And we protect what must remain hidden. Until now, we have been safe. But outsiders are clever and the world changes quickly. That is why your help is needed. Rajan listened intently, absorbing every detail. He realized that he was not just helping one giant girl. He was stepping into a world unknown, a world that depended on cleverness, courage, and heart. As the sun began to set, they reached the edge of a hidden valley. Below them lay a forest of enormous trees, cliffs carved by time, and in the center, a small cluster of structures, barely visible, built to hide the tribe. The valley seemed untouched by human hands, a sanctuary preserved for centuries. Ayani stopped and looked down. This is my home, my people. They will test you, they will judge you, but do not falter. Show them courage, show them heart, and perhaps you will earn their trust. Rajan took a deep breath. I will do my best, I promise. Ayani's hand rested lightly on his shoulder, a comforting gesture despite her enormous size. Then let us go. Time is short. Outsiders are near. We must be ready. As they descended into the hidden valley, Rajan felt the weight of the chief's words. This was more than a test of strength. It was a test of intelligence, courage, and character. One mistake could bring disaster, yet he felt a quiet determination growing within him. He was a simple farmer, yes, but he was also human, clever, resourceful, and capable of things even giants might not anticipate. Above them, the mountains stood silent, witnessing the journey of a small human and a giant girl into a world of secrets, danger, and a test that would decide the fate of an entire hidden tribe. And in the distance, the faint sound of engines and machines reminded them that danger was never far away. The hidden valley was quiet, almost too quiet. Rajan walked carefully beside Ayani, marveling at the towering trees, the cliffs carved by time, and the small structures camouflaged among the rocks. The air was thick with the scent of pine and earth, a world untouched by the machines and humans outside. This is amazing, Rajan whispered, barely daring to breathe. It's like another world. Ayani smiled faintly. It is our home, our sanctuary, but it is fragile. Outsiders are clever, they search always. If they find us, all will be lost. Rajan nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility pressing on him. He was not a warrior or a soldier. He was a farmer. Yet here he was, tasked with protecting an entire hidden tribe from unknown dangers. And now, the true test awaited. They approached the central clearing of the valley, where the tribe had gathered. Rajan's eyes widened. There were giants here, towering figures like Ayani and her father, some even taller, all marked with golden tattoos and wearing armor made of natural materials, reinforced with ingenuity and care. Their eyes watched him with suspicion and curiosity. Ayani led him forward. This is Rajan, she announced. He saved me, he is brave, and he wishes to help our people. The chief stepped forward, his presence commanding silence. "Rajan," he said, his voice deep and resonant, "you have saved my daughter. That alone is noteworthy. But saving one is not enough. Our tribe faces danger. Outsiders are approaching. You will show your courage, your heart, your wisdom. You will undertake a task that may determine the fate of all we protect." Rajan swallowed hard. I will do my best," he said. The chief's eyes glinted. "Good. Then listen carefully. Not far from here, a patrol of outsiders is moving through the lower ridges. Machines, humans, they search for signs of our hidden valley. They are armed, clever, and dangerous. Your task is to prevent them from discovering our location. You will use your mind, not strength. You will set traps, mislead them, and ensure that they leave without finding even a trace of our presence." Rajan's heart raced. He had never set a trap in his life, never fooled a machine or a soldier. But he remembered the chief's words. Intelligence and courage mattered more than strength, and he remembered Ayani's trust. "I understand," he said firmly. The chief nodded. "You will have guidance. Ayani will show you the paths, the hidden routes, and the dangers. But the decisions, the cleverness, that is yours alone. Fail, and the outsiders may find us. Succeed, and you may earn the trust of the entire tribe." Ayani extended her massive hand. "Come. I will guide you to the patrol's path. You must observe, understand, and plan. And remember, your strength lies in your mind." Together, they moved through hidden trails, descending into the lower ridges where the patrol had been reported. Rajan's eyes scanned carefully, noting the machines, the humans, and the paths they were taking. Small drones hovered, scanning the terrain, while soldiers moved cautiously, their boots crunching on the rocks. "They are careful," Ayani whispered. "But humans are predictable. Observe, plan, act." Rajan crouched behind a large boulder, his mind racing. He could not fight them directly. He could not rely on strength. He had to think. He noticed the drones relied on light sensors. He saw the soldiers followed a narrow path, avoiding open areas. He studied the terrain and realized that with a few clever modifications, he could mislead them, slow them down, and prevent them from seeing the valley. "Listen," he whispered to Ayani. "We can use the boulders and fallen trees to create false paths. The drones will think the terrain is blocked, and the soldiers will follow the wrong routes. We can also use mirrors or shiny metal to reflect light and confuse the sensors." Ayani nodded. "Clever. That is why the chief watches you. The mind, it can be stronger than muscle." Rajan worked quickly. Using ropes, small logs, and reflective pieces of metal he had collected, he set up a series of simple yet effective traps. Fallen branches would create noise if disturbed. False paths led to dead ends. Mirrors and shiny surfaces reflected sunlight into drone sensors, creating false readings. Hours passed as the patrol moved closer. Rajan and Ayani observed silently, making adjustments, whispering strategies. Every move mattered. Every misstep could reveal their presence. Finally, the patrol approached the first obstacle. Drones hovered, scanning the terrain. A soldier stepped onto a false path, tripping a small branch that made a loud snap. Confused, they altered their direction, following the path that Rajan had carefully designed. Rajan held his breath, watching as the machines reported false data. The patrol slowed, cautious but uncertain. Rajan whispered to Ayani, "It's working. Keep them distracted." Ayani nodded, her golden eyes focused. She carefully adjusted a large rock, ensuring the path remained deceptive. "You are clever, small human. The chief will be pleased." As the patrol moved further, Rajan noticed another challenge. A small ravine that could expose the valley below if crossed carelessly. He quickly devised a solution. Using ropes, logs, and some of Ayani's strength, they created a temporary bridge leading the patrol to a false area, giving the illusion of a safe route while keeping the valley hidden. The soldiers followed, unaware of the deception. Drones hovered, confused by reflected sunlight and subtle obstructions. Rajan's heart pounded, but he remained focused, guiding the patrol away from the hidden valley with clever adjustments and quick thinking. Hours passed. The patrol finally moved far enough away from the valley. Rajan allowed himself a quiet sigh of relief. He had done it. Using only intelligence, observation, and courage, he had protected the tribe. Ayani turned to him, her massive eyes shining. "You did it," she said. "You saved my people. You have shown courage and cleverness. The chief, he will be impressed." Rajan smiled, though exhaustion weighed heavily on him. "I only did what I had to. You trusted me. That gave me strength." Ayani nodded. "It is rare for humans to be like this. Most are predictable, most are careless, but you are special. The chief, he will see that." As they returned to the valley, the chief awaited them, his towering figure imposing yet calm. "You have returned," he said. "Tell me, what have you done?" Rajan explained quietly, describing the traps, the false path, the use of mirrors and reflections, and how he had guided the patrol away without confrontation. The chief listened carefully, his expression unreadable. When Rajan finished, silence fell. The chief's eyes scanned the valley, then focused on Rajan. Slowly, he nodded. "You," the chief said, his deep voice carrying authority, "have shown wisdom, courage, and heart. You have protected my people using the tools you were given, your mind, your intelligence, your care. This is more than many could do. Many humans would have failed. Many giants would have relied on strength alone. But you, small human, have succeeded where others might fail." Rajan bowed his head. "Thank you, sir. I only wanted to keep them safe." The chief's gaze softened. "And you have proven yourself, not by strength, not by size, but by courage, wisdom, and heart. That is the measure of true power. You may yet earn the trust of my people." Ayani's eyes shone. "See, father, I told you, he is brave, he is clever, and he is kind." The chief studied her for a moment, then back at Rajan. "Bravery, cleverness, kindness, these are rare. Small human, you have earned a place among us, at least in part. But remember, trust is earned continually. One failure, one misstep, and all could be lost. The world outside is dangerous, and we must always be ready." Rajan nodded, understanding the weight of the chief's words. "I will not fail. I will do everything I can to protect your people." The chief's massive hand rested briefly on Ayani's shoulder. "You have made a wise choice in trusting him. Now we must prepare for the future. The outsiders are clever, persistent, but together we will survive. And perhaps in time, humans and giants may learn to trust one another." Ayani looked at Rajan, her golden eyes reflecting gratitude and hope. "You have shown your heart, small human. That is more important than anything else." Rajan smiled, feeling a quiet pride and a sense of belonging. He was no longer just a farmer in a barren land. He was a protector, a friend, and a small human whose courage and intelligence had earned the respect of giants. Above them, the mountains stood silent, witnesses to the bond forming between humans and giants, and to the cleverness and courage that might one day change the world. The hidden valley was alive with quiet tension. Rajan stood near the edge of the cliff, gazing down at the lush forest below. The patrol had been led astray successfully, thanks to his clever traps and quick thinking, but he knew the danger was not over. Outsiders were persistent, and there would always be new threats. Ayani stood beside him, towering and protective. Her golden eyes scanned the distant mountains, ever alert. "They will return," she said quietly. "Machines, humans, they are clever, but now we are prepared. And you, small human, have shown them that humans can be more than just danger." Rajan nodded. He had learned much from Ayani and her people. He had learned patience, observation, and the importance of clever thinking. But now he had to take the next step, the true test of courage, intelligence, and heart. The chief appeared silently behind them, his massive presence commanding attention. "Rajan," he said, his voice low and resonant, "you have done well. You have protected my daughter and misled the patrol. That shows courage, but courage alone is not enough. Now you must make a choice, a decision that will affect not just her but my entire tribe." Rajan felt a cold weight in his chest. "A choice?" the chief nodded. "The outsiders are growing bolder. Soon, they may discover more of our hidden paths, our valleys, our knowledge. You have proven that small humans can think like giants, can act with courage and care. I offer you a chance to serve as our protector, our guide, a bridge between humans and giants. But understand this, it will not be easy. You will be tested again and again. You may face danger far beyond anything you have imagined." Rajan swallowed hard. He had never imagined such responsibility. He was a farmer, a simple man with little more than courage and determination. Yet here he was, offered a role that could change the fate of an entire hidden tribe. I will do it," he said finally, his voice firm. "I will protect your people. I will use my mind, my heart, and my courage to keep them safe." The chief studied him for a long moment. Then slowly he nodded. "Very well. Then it is decided. You will serve as our ally, our guide, and our protector. Your courage has earned trust, but remember, trust must be maintained. One mistake could be disastrous. One lapse in judgment could cost lives." Iani's eyes shone with pride. "See, father, I knew he was brave, I knew he was clever, and now he will stand with us." Rajan felt a surge of warmth and pride, but also a quiet humility. He had been a simple farmer, struggling to survive in harsh lands. And now, he was entrusted with the lives of giants, the safety of a hidden tribe, and the future of trust between humans and giants. Over the next few days, Rajan worked alongside Iani and the tribe to strengthen defenses, improve observation points, and create clever misdirection paths for outsiders. He studied their ancient knowledge, learning about hidden trails, natural camouflage, and ways to use the environment to their advantage. Each day brought new lessons, and Rajan absorbed every detail, determined to serve his new role well. Iani guided him patiently, teaching him how to move through the forest silently, how to predict the movements of outsiders, and how to use small tools in innovative ways to protect the tribe. Rajan learned quickly, his mind working like a machine, always observing, planning, and preparing. One afternoon, as the sun began to dip low, a faint rumble reached their ears. Rajan froze, Iani's eyes narrowed. "They are coming again," she whispered. "This time more clever, more prepared. We must act quickly." Rajan nodded. "Then we will be ready." The chief approached, his massive form casting a shadow over them. "Rajan," he said, "this will be your ultimate test. Outsiders are approaching with machines capable of detecting even the slightest disturbances. You will need every bit of cleverness, every ounce of courage, and all the heart you have shown so far. The fate of my tribe depends on you." Rajan took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the responsibility. "I understand," he said. "I will not fail." The tribe moved into position, giants patrolling the perimeter, hidden from sight but ready to intervene if necessary. Rajan observed the approaching outsiders from a concealed vantage point, noting their movements, the machines they used, and the paths they followed. He realized that brute strength would not help here. Only intelligence and careful planning would ensure success. He began to implement a series of clever distractions. Mirrors reflected sunlight into drone sensors, creating false images of the valley. Fallen logs and boulders directed the outsiders along safe paths that led away from the hidden homes. Sounds of movement, carefully timed and controlled, suggested activity in false areas, drawing attention from the real location. The outsiders hesitated, confused by the illusions and misdirections. Rajan's heart pounded, but he remained calm, adjusting his strategies in real time. Every decision mattered. Every observation could save or endanger lives. Hours passed. The outsiders grew frustrated, unable to locate the valley. Rajan continued to guide them subtly, using clever tactics to keep them occupied, while Iani and the tribe remained hidden and safe. Finally, The patrol began to retreat, convinced that the area was uninhabitable. Rajan allowed himself a quiet sigh of relief. They had succeeded. Using only intelligence, planning, and courage, he had protected the hidden tribe once again. Ayani's golden eyes shone with pride and admiration. "You did it," she said. "You have saved my people again. The chief, he will be pleased." Rajan smiled, exhaustion and relief washing over him. "I only did what I had to. You trusted me. That gave me strength." The chief appeared once more, towering and commanding. He studied Rajan closely, then nodded slowly. "You have proven yourself, small human. Your courage, cleverness, and heart have saved my tribe. You have shown that humans can be more than outsiders and threats. You can be allies. You can be protectors. You are worthy of trust." Rajan felt a quiet pride. He had never imagined such responsibility, yet he had met it. His courage and intelligence had been recognized by giants, his actions proving that size was not the measure of value, only heart and mind mattered. Ayani stepped forward, placing her massive hand on Rajan's shoulder. "See, father, I was right. Humans can be brave. Humans can be clever, and this one, he is special." The chief's gaze softened, though his presence remained imposing. "You have made a wise choice, daughter. You trusted your heart, and it was not wrong. This human, he has earned his place among us. Let it be known, humans and giants may yet stand together, protecting what must remain safe and facing dangers with courage, intelligence, and heart." Rajan bowed his head respectfully. "Thank you, Chief. I will continue to serve and protect your people. Always." The chief nodded. "Good, but remember, trust is maintained by action. Be clever, be careful, and always act with heart. Then you will never fail." Days turned into weeks, and Rajan continued to serve alongside Ayani and the tribe. He learned the ways of the hidden valley, its secrets, and its defenses. He guided newcomers, predicted threats, and used his intelligence to solve problems no one else could. And through it all, he gained the respect and trust of giants who had once been wary of humans. Ayani and Rajan grew close, their bond of trust deepening. She marveled at his cleverness, his ability to see patterns others missed, and his unwavering courage. Rajan learned patience, foresight, and the strength that came from understanding giants and their world. One evening, as the sun dipped below the mountains, the chief gathered the tribe and Rajan. His massive presence commanded attention. "Today," he said, "we celebrate not only the survival of our people, but also the courage and intelligence of one small human. He has shown that heart and mind can overcome strength alone. He has earned our trust, and he has proven that humans, when guided by courage and heart, are capable of greatness." Rajan felt a warmth in his chest. He had been a simple farmer struggling to survive in harsh lands, yet he had grown into a protector, a clever guide, and a trusted ally of giants. The tribe cheered, their voices resonating through the hidden valley. Ayani smiled, her eyes shining with pride and gratitude. "You see, you are not small in spirit, Rajan. You are mighty in ways that matter most." Rajan smiled, feeling a sense of purpose he had never known. He had been tested, challenged, and pushed beyond his limits, yet he had succeeded. Through courage, cleverness, and heart, he had earned trust, protected the hidden tribe, and discovered that even a small human could make a giant difference. The chief placed a massive hand on Rajan's shoulder. "Remember this, human. Greatness is measured not by size or strength, but by courage, intelligence, and heart. You have shown all three. Let this day be remembered." As the sun set over the hidden valley, Rajan looked at Ayani, at the tribe, and at the mountains beyond. He realized that his life had changed forever. He was no longer just a poor farmer. He was a protector, a clever mind, and a trusted friend of giants. And in that quiet valley, beneath the towering trees and the watchful stars, humanity's true strength was proven. Courage, intelligence, and heart could overcome any challenge, bridge any divide, and earn the respect of even the most powerful giants. Rajan smiled, ready for whatever the future held, knowing that together, humans and giants could face any threat, and that small humans with cleverness and heart could achieve greatness beyond imagination.